Welcome to Monday night's Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by Elite Maintenance of Stone. The club sold, new owners in place, manager in his back rooms, staff sacked, 3 points from third place, new manager installed, free fall, 3 games to go. Up steps Harry and makes an impact that we shall never forget. Safety on the last game of the season. Relief. New director of football, and Harry loves us and signs up for next year. That sums up the 16-17 season, and now it's time to take preparations for a more solid season. Both me and at least one of my sons are getting season tickets for the next campaign, first time in years. And from what I'm seeing, lots more people are doing the same too. Next season, no shenanigans. Let Harry hopefully work his magic. Let's entice those stay-away fans to come back. Let's get St Andrews absolutely rocking and back Harry like he has never known before. Who's coming, who's going, we just don't know as yet, but I'm sure whatever happens, we're in for a far better season than the last one. Okay, so let's get this show on the road, get yourself strapped in and get ready for the ultimate ride as we review the season and speculate about the next one. Just another long old road in the life of a blues fan. Well, here it is, the very last one. Welcome to the Tilton Talk Show with myself, Mr. Fun, and Mrs. Brown. Greetings, Chris.
Good evening.
Greetings, Chris.
Good evening.
Nice to see you got a microphone this week.
Sorry?
Nice to see you got a microphone this
Yes,
week.
I have, yeah.
And you've had a shave.
I've had a shave,
No, you
yeah.
haven't.
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
No, I thought about it.
Right, okay, we're just going to do a review on
I've got to come straight in.
Come on then, off you go.
You two look chilled. It looks like you've been on a spa weekend.
What, me and you?
No, you two?
Oh, me?
Me?
Yeah.
Chilled.
Sunday
Look
don't
chilled.
feel chill.
He's definitely not been on a spa.
No, no way.
We'll talk about your weekend,
Yeah.
shall we? And already.
Oh, no.
It's been a rough one.
Yeah, going to just review the season, the ups and the downs. There weren't many ups, but there were quite a few downs certainly that season. Just
More downs than ups.
Just one of those that we've got to write off, I think, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
here we go. First of all, thanks to the lovely Ellie, and there is proof that cake was saved and cake has been delivered. There you go, that's cake.
And it wasn't my idea.
Thank you very much indeed. No, it wouldn't be your idea. Sorry, Dennis, we've got cake.
Cake.
And Dennis hasn't.
No.
Get well soon to my sister Pat. She's suffering at the moment, can only look at her one eye at a time, bless her. But I do have to say that she has thrashed me at Super 6.
She has.
Very well done to her.
She's thrashed most
She's,
people.
she's in second place. Barring a disaster, she's going to end up second.
No chance.
But
You never know. It's over till the fat lady sings.
You never know. I mean, my Luke got what, 25
that's
points
true,
that one week, didn't he? 27 points that one week.
And
So
I'm just
it can
outside
be
the
done.
top 10.
It can be done. She's hoping to listen in tonight, but do get well soon, sister. I don't like to see you, struggling away. Right, okay. We'll quickly have a blast on your weekend. I know you're smiling there, buddy, but it wasn't the best, was it?
No, it was really difficult to watch. I mean, up until like 5:30, it was incredible. To be in London and to walk up Wembley Way and to see blues ladies, the electronic banner on the stadium and everything. Just seeing people. You normally see like 800 down Solihull Moors, and you get to know people, and then you're seeing them in the concourse at Wembley, and you get to your seat, and it's just it was very, very overwhelming, I think. From my perspective, obviously as a fan, it meant a hell of a lot to see those players walk out at Wembley. And like I say, for the first 15 minutes, it wasn't going terribly, but yeah, we got hit with a team that was thoroughly clinical on the day. We were talking before. After 35 minutes, we're 3-0 down, and I could not believe that we were 3-0 down. We'd made 2 mistakes, but they finished everything. They finished everything they had, and then when you're 3-0 down at half time, it's damage limitation. Then you just you try and get a little bit of pride back in the second half. They certainly did that. I thought they were on the ball. On the ball, they weren't great in the first half. If I had one criticism, that they could have done a little bit more on the ball. I would, but then I saw a lot of people putting it down to nerves or that they were overwhelmed by Wembley. I wouldn't put it down to that. I just think on the day we were a little bit sloppy in possession in the first half, and like I said, we made 2 mistakes and we were 3-0 down.
That's what Manchester City are going to do. That's
what they're capable of. But again, and like I say, at half time, I'm sitting there thinking, City haven't done this all season. They have shown signs of weakness, and then in the one game,
they turned up.
They made sure they were thoroughly clinical on the day.
Couple of comments coming in. Paul Kim Robinson, evening from Sunny Roads. Good evening to you. Aaron says they gave it their best to get to the final in the first place, which they absolutely did.
No, I don't like that.
Paul Hipkiss, Saturday was my 6-year-old daughter's first ever football match. Not many Blues fans can say their first ever game was at Wembley.
Yeah.
If there's anybody else out there that's their first game was at Wembley, then do let us know in the times that we've been there. Jeff says keep right on, great effort to get there. And
I've got to stop this.
Pete Taylor says he's got a box of pies to himself.
yeah. We couldn't get him in, But I've got to say the great effort to get there. I mean, they have.
It is a great effort.
They've beaten Arsenal and Chelsea to get to Wembley, which if you beat those two, then you have got the right to say you've done really well to get there. But I used this analogy at work earlier. If you were married for 30 years and then all of a sudden you cheated on your wife, would she turn around and say, well, for 30 years, you've done really well to get to 30 years, so forget about, like, it still doesn't make it any easier to come to terms with seeing your team have that happen to you at Wembley. But
true.
Great shame, great effort.
It was,
but good luck next time. I'm sure there probably will be a next time for him as well.
Well, I mean, we've had Mark in twice, haven't we now? And the way he talks, the way he comes across in his interviews, and not just interviews, just speaking to the fans generally as well. You do get that sense that this won't be a one-off with Blues if he remains in charge.
Jane Pugh says, unfortunately, two errors that you wouldn't expect, and it cost them. Brett Stanley, I was there too. We never really, in it to be fair, Man City were a different class. Alfonso says, watching the ladies play was not too dissimilar to watching the lads play. Sloppy in possession, didn't know where to go. Man City a class above. If the club wants to go anywhere, this needs to change, in my opinion. I think things are changing, so we'll just watch this space on that one.
A lot of people around me, obviously, listen, there were 35,000 there, so there were a lot of people there that don't normally go to the moors and don't see a lot of Blues ladies. I know, having watched them regularly, that they play through it. They've played through it at the back this year, and the system is the ethos is to play it out from the back and to be comfortable with it. Even if you are under pressure, to be brave enough and be comfortable enough to try and pass it out. And like I say, unfortunately, in that first half, we weren't at it 100% like we have been in some other games this season.
Vic says, I have to agree, sloppy mistakes and got punished.
Yeah.
So,
but like I say, the City, for the first time this season, really, were just thoroughly clinical. And like I say, they had three or four chances, and they were 3-0 up at half time.
Paul Lipke said I shouted "man" on at Wembley and forgot.
Well, yeah,
dead easy, isn't it? Dead easy. Right, okay. On to the season that we've just had. Then,
yeah, you have to
different. Should we put it that way? Very different.
Can I just say we're probably the only club that can actually appoint. Can actually organise a manager of the year competition within our own club.
Yeah.
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 That's what I mean, yeah.
Listen, it turned out to be a season of monumentally unnecessary stress. You know, the pressure we put on ourselves, on the players, on the fans, on the manager from the 14th of December was just madness. You know, we discussed it last week. If you don't, I personally would say that my blame solely is on Zola. You know, but if you want to be try and defend him if you can, if you want to.
Not to try and defend him, but what about the appointment of Zola rather than blaming the person himself as well?
But my point is, if you could defend him in one sense, you know, the timing of it was bewildering, wasn't it? You know, nobody saw it coming, nobody expected it, and nobody really, honestly, in their heart of hearts, can say that they expected good things to come from it. You know, changing a manager like that halfway through the season.
We haven't come to
in the situation.
We still don't know the logic of why or if.
Well, that's because there isn't any.
No,
do you know? But
I mean, there's rumours as to what happened, but there's nothing.
Yeah.
So we get what we wanted. We got sold. Yeah, and that was something that we've craved for 5-6 years. Since we've been doing these shows anyway, and then just a few strange days later, absolute turmoil and disbelief when I read that Twitter feed through, and it was an official one off the club. Yeah, put it straight on the Tilton Talk Facebook page, and thinking, what?
Yeah, well, you know, you've done something extravagant when the national press are talking about you. You know, no. The national press don't just talk about a Championship Birmingham side for no reason, you know, and for everybody to get onto that, to latch onto that story, just showed the level of the decision they had made, and it was enormously risky. And like I'll maintain to this day that the owners didn't do it to put us in a relegation battle. They didn't do it to wind us up and to make us unbelievably nervous until the last minute of the season. They did it because they thought it was in the best interests, but it wasn't. It didn't turn out that way. And
desperate shame for the man as well that it didn't work. You know, as an individual, as a person. You know, I mean, he must now be thinking, you know, God, you know.
I can't. I don't particularly like that. I won't go along with that. I don't know him as a man.
No, you know, everybody that does know him as a man say, "What a lovely guy he was."
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I can only acknowledge him as a Birmingham City manager, and he very, very, very nearly relegated. You know, almost single-handedly relegated us. So, you know, I don't hold any sentiment to him.
Paul says Zola was very unlucky in a lot of the games.
But you make your own luck, and he never
had any though, did he?
But he never did anything to suggest that the luck would turn. You know, it just every decision he made was baffling. You know,
Magoma
but he completely neglected Magoma for the last few months of the season, and you know, playing Storer in every position on the pitch, you know, for one game, and then we didn't see Storer again for God knows how long. But I can't. Personally, I just can't give him any benefit of the doubt whatsoever. But
then for me, the biggest shock of the season wasn't Zola walking or being sacked or however.
Well, that wasn't a shock because that should have
become... The biggest shock was the appointment of Harry Redknapp. Yeah. I mean, goodness me.
It's got to be
70.
Yeah.
But he's one of the biggest names in football.
He is, yeah.
And apparently one of the most expensive.
He's our most expensive manager of all time, I believe.
Well, but he's like you say, he's 70 years old, but he has earned the reputation to you know, he's done enough in the game. In 3 games, he won as many as Zola did in 24. Yeah, he did, yeah.
And he also won the fans instantly.
But
it was an instant.
That again, the if we want to give people want to give Zola benefit of the doubt or whatever, or defend him in any way, that's another reason why I can't do that, because and people say about his luck. There was never a sign that he was going to improve things, because he was just in his shell all the time. Like I never once, I made a point, obviously working there, I made a point of watching at the final whistle after every defeat, and I watched his move, and he puts his hands in he shakes the opposing manager's hand, he puts his hands in his pockets, walks to the centre circle to shake hands with the referee, and he's off. And he's down the touchline. And he doesn't applaud the tilt. He doesn't applaud any section of the fans. And then, like you say, Redknapp comes in, and within 3 hours he's singing "Keep Right On" to BBC Radio 5 Live.
Not very good as well.
But
he's getting it. You know what I mean?
But
I think he spoke it more than sang it, didn't he?
Listen, he said he spoke to Rowett.
Yeah.
I don't know when he spoke to Rowett, but I would argue that my one piece of advice. If Redknapp spoke to the fans, if he spoke to me, my one piece of advice would be, well, for the team, go back to basics, but for the fans, get on the fans' side, get those fans behind you, because if the Blues fans are behind you, if the Blues collective are behind you, the manager, then you have got every chance of succeeding at this club. Every chance,
because the atmosphere at St Andrews on many occasions has been
pathetic.
Dire.
It was
absolutely dire.
But what did they have? In defence of the Blues fans? What did they have to go on? We lost 4-1 at home to QPR and lost 1-0 at home to Wigan on a Tuesday night, and we didn't have a shot on target until the 85th minute.
And I take 2 new members.
Well, exactly, two those games, and the Burton game at home.
I'll always remember, my granddaughter's first game, and we just followed.
It was, but I remember the Brighton game, the first game of the season. The atmosphere was good. There was nearly 20,000 there, and we went 1-0 up, and the atmosphere was decent. And then we conceded in the last minute to lose, and from that moment on, it was downhill.
Good comment there from Paul Gill. Atmosphere under Gianfranco was like the bad old days of the early 90s.
But it was, for me, it was similar to the Clark era when Clark went as well. It was just the fans weren't expecting anything, and the players the players have to take some responsibility, but. You have to understand from the players' point of view that they're being asked to do things that they have never done, and they're not comfortable doing, and that's on the manager again.
And we saw the net result of it.
We did. We saw a monumental slide from outside the playoffs on goal difference to being outside the bottom 3 by 2 points with 2 games to go.
Paul says the squad needs major improvements if we're going to compete for promotion. But we were competing for promotion, though, weren't we?
We were
at that stage.
We were. And Redknapp said himself. He wants what 4 or 5. He doesn't want 10 or 11.
Nope.
He doesn't want every position strengthening and changed. He's got a base now. We've won at home, to whether they change 10 players or not is irrelevant. The keeper who played against us, who's supposed to be useless, and that's why the FA wrote to Huddersfield, he kept a clean sheet against Sheffield Wednesday in the playoffs on Saturday.
Absolutely.
But we beat Huddersfield who were in the playoffs, and we went to Bristol City and won, who the week before had gone to Brighton and won.
Absolutely, yeah, of course.
So we have a base. I agree. We need improvements, major improvements. I'm not sure.
My son Adam said to me last night, I went for a beer with him last night, he says, I just want to turn up, and just see Harry's arms sticking out the car.
Yeah.
He says, that's all.
Well, we're all going to have to be standing outside West Hills on deadline day, aren't we now? Like, as you see on...
Robert Dawes says, OK, cards on the table. Do you believe we could have maintained our position under Rowett or ended the season mid-table?
I had this discussion with
I'd say certainly mid-table.
With a friend of mine on Saturday before the cup final. And I think the saddest thing about this season is that we'll never know.
No.
Whatever your thoughts of Rowett are.
Steph Briscoe, keep your language to yourself, please. We don't allow it to be written on the page at all.
Oh, I've seen that one. Sorry, I missed that one.
Be deleted. End of.
But I think that's the saddest part of this season. Whatever your thoughts of Rowett, you know, whether you like him or not, whether you're happy with what he supposedly did or not, or whether you want us to talk about him or not. He was our manager at the start of the season, and at the end of the day, I think for what he did with us, I think that's the saddest aspect of this season, is that we'll never know what he could have done.
No. Right, season tickets. I'm going to be getting a season ticket for the first time in many years.
Yeah.
Me eldest son Adam is also getting one.
Yeah.
That's 2. Is anybody else going to be getting a season ticket for the first time in many years?
Yeah.
Just really want to know that. Ray says he asked about season tickets at the club. Replied today, look out on social media as the details will be released.
Oh, okay,
shortly.
yeah. It wouldn't. I mean, they've got to, haven't they? While that optimism is there, that they've got to go for it.
And I did write to Panos and told him to get some new extra printers in, because they're going to.
Yeah. I think that will.
Alfonso says need to keep right on old Ed Aldeye and sing at the top of your voice, because that's what we do. Let's look forward now and take the championship by storm next season.
Yeah.
Will Shea stay? It's money, isn't it?
I don't know. He doesn't come across as the kind of kid who would be swayed by money. I think he's got his head screwed on, and I think he knows that, you know, he's got a manager like Redknapp now, with the reputation that Redknapp's got. And honestly, I think he's shown in the 3 games that Redknapp can trust him, maybe even as the lone striker. You know, if Redknapp only wants to play one up
and
front.
I suppose a young lad like Shea as well has got to think, got to sit back and think, you know, look who we have got in charge now.
Yeah, well, exactly.
How much can I learn off this guy? So
and
maybe
I know he got sent off, so he only saw a bit of it, but he saw what a full St Andrews could do, and he's a cult hero now with getting the winner at Bristol City. So, you know, he's almost got Cadiz status now, hasn't he? You know, for scoring the goal that inevitably has kept us up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, unless he's got an offer from a Premier League, if he gets an offer from Premier League, you can't really hold him back, can you? Because it's a brilliant opportunity, and even though we have got an optimistic,
unless of course he makes that conscious decision to stay that perhaps an extra year.
Yeah, maybe like Gray did. Gray
learn his trade under.
I'm sure Gray could have gone the season before he did, you know, to a Premier League club, but he felt that it was right to give us another season.
We can say all of the words now because the season's over. So for you, Rowett or Redknapp? Obviously, I'm not going to put Zola into the frame.
No.
Rowett or Redknapp?
Is it who would win in a fight?
You see, that's such a tricky one, isn't it? I mean, right now, you know, Redknapp is.
That question, sorry, was from Brett Stanley. Hi, Brett.
Yeah, thanks, Brett. That's really tough.
You could spend.
It's going to be really difficult to say.
I mean, Redknapp could take us up next year, you know, and we could be in the Premier League, and we could finish 10th the next season, but he's 73 then.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? And by the end of that season, he'll be 73, and there's that long term, and then so if he goes, we've got to look for someone else then. But right now, how could you possibly not want Redknapp in charge? You know, he has created the end of the season we've had. He himself has pretty much in the same way Zola single-handedly nearly took us down. It's basically on the shoulders of Redknapp that there is so much optimism going into next season now.
Just going back onto season tickets, Alan Osborne, yes, me, season ticket on the way. Ray Hobro, we will get one first time in years. Kids are now grown up.
Yeah.
Any news on season ticket release yet? Yeah, as we just said a few minutes ago, Gareth, keep your eye on social media because the news is going to be released over the next few days. Going back to the manager.
Good.
Debbie Jones, Redknapp all the way, keep right on. Yeah, so.
But yeah,
bring me back Zola.
Like, there is a lot of optimism, isn't there?
Yes.
And it's all because of, you know, if Redknapp would have kept us up, and then it turned out that he didn't fancy it, you know, he didn't feel he needed it, so he turned it down, and Cottrell gets the job. Is there this optimism?
Cottrell's gone quiet, hasn't it?
Yeah. But
Well, I don't think it's his style anyway.
But he's somebody. I mean, if he goes in as assistant, he's somebody that has been manager of teams for a long time now, and maybe he would rather wait for that number one role rather than the assistant.
But then, you know, perhaps if contracts are sorted out, is that okay, Harry? Yeah, you do.
Possibly.
Years, and then you know, educate Steve in that manner of management, that style of management, and then he carries on.
Yeah,
maybe,
possibly.
Maybe. Do you think we'll have Harry long term or not? No, as we said,
Can't be long term. How long's long term? You know, if you're saying 5 years, are we really having a 75-year-old manager?
Yeah, going back to the Shay Evans one. Kev Kelly says it's nonsense in a modern game. Players have a career and want to capitalise. Money talks, players walk. I know, but I'm just putting that kind of scenario.
But you know? I mean, he's not 28.
No,
you know, this isn't his last big move. You know, if he keeps progressing, if he keeps improving, he could have 3 or 4 big moves ahead of him. Yeah.
We will get a good idea of what could have been with Rowett when we see how Derby do next season. That's a good.
Yeah, he's a good point. I think Derby are a little bit better than us as well. So if he doesn't take Derby up next season, then maybe we all I personally overestimated Rowett a little bit.
If he falls with a bigger budget. If he fails, with a bigger budget, maybe that will give us a clear indication of his potential.
Possibly.
Very, very good call, that one. Do like that one.
As it happens, I would. My money will be on Derby doing well next year, but.
And Rob Hirons, what positions would you want us to strengthen before next season? I think we need a striker and creative attacking midfielder at minimum.
Yeah.
And then I'll just go on to this other comment. Sorry about that. We've been crying out for a left-sided centre-back. Not had one since Scott Dan from Paul Lilly.
I mean, we've had 2 games now. Huddersfield at home and Bristol City away, where Morrison and Shotton have shown us that as a partnership they are really good and really solid. And if both of them stay fit all season, you know, obviously they're not going to play 46 games each, but I think the need for a centre half is there. But if both of them are available,
and can somebody tell me this infatuation with Peter Crouch?
Well, I think it's a Harry.
It's a Redknapp thing, isn't it?
Yeah. Crouch, Defoe, blah blah blah.
Forget Defoe, but
well, I've had a £5 beer bet with my son that Defoe turns up.
Oh, I'm sure your son will really enjoy his money.
Ivan Williams, we never want to be in that position again, facing relegation, as we might never come back, and we probably wouldn't have done, actually, to be honest with you.
No, well,
we must be in that promotion push come last game of the season. Absolutely, either that or well before that. And, you know, well, it depends what the targets are, doesn't it? I suppose, really. Going back to Shay, if given the option to go, the Premier will go. Blues need to ensure they do not sell him cheap like the previous bright young players. Yeah, couldn't agree more with that one. James Brown, proper fans, proud fans, no matter what the situation is put in front of us, we deserve to be buzzing and optimistic. Challenging for next year is what we crave. Let's the next chapter of a Blue Nose begin. I can't wait to see what happens under Harry. Why not be dreamers? Keep right on.
It's a really good sentiment, and you know, the season finished last week, so absolutely, why not think big and, you know, have an optimistic summer and feel, you know, have the summer where you are feeling like next season could be something good. Absolutely, yeah.
But like I say,
until the first game of the season, we lose 2-0 to
these season tickets,
Sheffield United, and we're
season tickets need to come out now.
Yeah, whilst it's up, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
We've all got this euphoric memory in our heads, because it will dissipate over the summer.
When Defoe goes to Bournemouth and everybody wonders
That's what Adam said to me last night. It's exactly what he said. I don't believe you just come
and everybody's going, I thought we were getting Defoe.
It's just cost me a fiver. I might as well pay him already. I've upped the Super 6 bet with my sister for next year for £50 towards Nessa's fund. Nessa was my brother's wife who sadly died of cancer a couple of years ago.
Okay. I'm sure we're going to have a side bet on who's going to be the top presenter this year as well. I'm sure. Was I dreaming that?
I don't remember.
Was I dreaming that?
I don't remember.
It's
not me. I don't remember.
I think it was the same last year as well.
Okay, hundreds and hundreds of comments coming in. Can't keep up with them all. Defoe
we thought we were going to have a quiet night.
Sunderland. or with Harry. Harry, I think.
Neither.
I think
He ain't going to play for Sunderland or Blues.
Because they're going to let him go, aren't they?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah. Kev Kelly, we need a young and hungry squad, ex-Premier, no ex-Premier 30-somethings. We need whatever Harry brings in to have quality and long...
But if Redknapp trusts those players, if Redknapp wants to bring those players in because he trusts them, you know...
Here's a good one. Matt Wilkes, Deeney on the bench again for Watford. Any chance?
If you're happy to... If we've got 50 grand a week going, yeah, I suppose so. If you want to upset the equilibrium, but
yes, Paul, we'll do the all-time Blues 1 to 11 after.
Should we do it half past?
Yeah,
Okay.
half past. That's something we have got. Adrian says, "I've got a big budget." That's Adrian Osborne. Sometimes it's not about the budget. I mean, look what Rowett did manage to get out of those players.
Well, I think the playoff game. I think Huddersfield, probably in the bottom 5 for budgets. In the whole of the championship, but they, they've, like you say, that you get something going, and you get a team that gels. Then,
yeah, as Aaron Gallis says, we do really need a sharpshooter or two up front. If look at the top team scorers, we need to have players scoring over 20 per season to compete. Yeah,
I think Villa had Codger who got 20 goals. It doesn't guarantee your success.
It's in their budget for next year.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
£1 million.
But all joking aside, it won't be that because they'll sell players and they'll get money. So,
but £1 million.
Good luck to them.
And Bruce has apparently just bought a house in Cheshire, so I've been led to believe.
Okay, what's that mean?
Well, it could be going. Could be off.
Tranmere, as they didn't win the playoff final yesterday.
Yeah, setting his sights a bit higher.
Yeah.
We're going to this season with hope from Robert Doyle, not just with an expectation that we might make the playoffs. New manager, 30 million. When is the last time we have this optimism? We were 1 goal away from relegation. Don't forget that. Yeah, and that's the absolute fact. Is if Bristol had scored once during that game, we won't be talking about this today.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But the optimism is there because
very
that
different show. Yeah.
But what we've got to. I'm excited.
Well, but that's the point.
I might have my cake.
We were like, it's justifiable to be excited. Isn't
You want
it?
your cake and eat it, don't you?
He's having his cake and eating it.
Can we have the verdict on the cake? Chocolate, ginger. It's all right.
Very nice.
It's not too heavy, is it?
No.
Well, there you go.
No. Robbie Keane always scores goal. Forgetting he's too old.
But then, if you're saying no Robbie Keane, then you got to say no Crouch as well, surely. So
Robbie Keane, it seems like he's been around for about 70 years.
So does Crouch.
And Crouch
all
as
of
well,
these names are. But I mean, listen, he might surprise us and bring in players.
Exactly. I mean,
in their 20s.
Harry coming here was a surprise.
Exactly.
Yeah. So who knows?
Again, something my Adam said last night. Bring back Seb.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'd do a job.
Though. I don't know if he would do a job. But then,
you joke about it, the one thing we've criticised a lot towards the end of the season were set pieces. He certainly wouldn't be lacking on set pieces if we had Larson in the side.
Right, Ray Hobrose just set you a challenge. Can you name all of the guests on the Tilton Talk Show this season, Mr. Q?
Oh, crikey.
Yes, you, not me.
Does he know?
I don't know.
Including the ladies as well.
Oh, well, yeah, Mark's been in twice. Paige Williams, Jess Carter.
Yeah.
Brian Dick's been in.
Brian Dick's been a couple of times.
Tom Ross.
Tom Ross.
Tom Ross.
Tom Ross. Paul Devlin. Mike Wiseman.
Joe Gallagher, Mike Wiseman. We've had Martin O'Connor on the phone. We've had Curtis Woodhouse on the phone.
David Langham as well.
David Langham on the phone.
Ian Clarkson. We said that one. We had Ian Clarkson. Yeah, Ian Clarkson.
Did we?
Yeah, on the phone, yeah.
On the phone.
Sure we did.
Did we?
I
don't remember.
We did, yeah. We did.
Okay, we did.
Honestly, yeah, I did the poster for it, yeah. Oh, crikey, yeah. Loads.
We didn't get the horse.
We didn't get the horse, no.
We didn't get the horse.
Howard Gale as well, yes.
Howard Gale's on the phone, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Howard Gale. That was a good one, wasn't it? Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. Good stuff.
Magic Johnson on the phone.
Magic Johnson.
Hey,
coming
thanks
here.
for that one, Dennis.
Devlin. Whoever Devlin is.
Yeah, Devlin.
That's his brother.
Yeah. Anyway, so Rob Horan says people saying that Harry does not care are wrong.
Who's saying he doesn't care?
You could see how much he loves the game. He certainly does not need the money.
But he does, of course, he doesn't need the money, and
He's
the only
good money for it, but I think he's coming. For
that's
the
one
money
of the
as well.
reasons
Of
why.
course, the most important guest, Shane from Tilton Alliance.
Oh, yeah, of course he did come in. Yeah,
Shane from Tilton
Shane.
Alliance. We forgot.
he did come
You
in.
know,
yeah.
our biggest guest.
From
Shane.
the, from the Tilton Alliance.
From the Tilton Alliance,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Daz so rightly pointed out. Well done, Daz. He's been asleep for a couple of weeks, Daz has.
But in terms of Redknapp, of course, Redknapp doesn't need the money, which is another reason why. Really, you have to be. You're entitled to be optimistic for next season because he believes that something could happen next season. So if he believes, why shouldn't the fans?
Going back to the Seb Larsson one, Kelly says no to Seb Larsson. I've doubted the sense of Gardner's signing. Got to stop living in the past and the remnants of the Cook team.
Yeah.
I see what he's saying.
Yes, but
If he fits the bill.
Does a midfield of Davis, Larsson, and Gardner look better than a midfield of Davis, Gleeson, and Tesh? That's what you've got to ask yourself. And no disrespect to Gleeson and Tesh, I think Gardner and Larsson coming in to give them competition for their place, I think it would help.
Yeah. I agree with Kenny. Stop looking back.
Yeah, it does look like a few people are saying
Yeah.
to look forward to the future.
Yeah.
The same people that want Defoe and Crouch up front next season.
Yeah.
Would you have Crouch in?
Would I have who in?
Crouch. Just for his tall presence, aerial
Possibly.
threat in the box.
Um,
Cake's lovely, by the way.
good, I'm glad.
It's the last show of the season.
What sort of role would
I mean,
he fill?
listen, possibly. I was going to say possibly to come on for the last 20 minutes or so, but I don't think he'd want to do that. I think if he's going to move, he's going to want somewhere where he's going to actually play. So would he be happy with a role like coming on for the last 20 minutes or so if we're 0-0 and we want a goal?
Yeah.
Even though Pete Taylor says I won't have a bad word said against Gleeson, Mr. Fun, a lot of people are saying that Gleeson should go.
Yeah, I haven't. I certainly don't say Gleeson's a bad player, and we should definitely be looking at offloading him. But just as an option, as a bit of competition for the likes of Gleeson and Tesha, if you brought someone like Larsson in, then it does give them that extra motivation.
Have we got a pre-season tour of Italy?
I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
Roy's asked about how many season tickets did we sell last season. I think it wasn't that many. It was about
It can't have
13.
been.
Was it 13,000?
I think it was 13 and a half,
really?
wasn't it?
Was it? I don't know.
think so.
You think that much?
Well, I think that figure was bounded about.
I mean, there were
so-
games last season where there was.
Yeah.
Forget the official attendance. There was 10,000 in that
Yeah.
ground.
But then again, not everybody with a season ticket actually goes every game.
No, of course,
Yeah.
but
They
if you're
like it.
saying 13 and a half,
Yeah.
if there's 10,000 in the ground, if the away team have bought 500, you're saying there's 4,000 season ticket holders who haven't turned up. I don't know. It might be right. I'd be saying a bit less than 13, but
And the consensus of opinion, quite a few people are saying no to the old players coming back. Look forward to the future. So
yeah.
And Aaron, this is the last show, unless of course something absolutely incredibly amazing happens, and then we'll put a special on.
Yeah. Redknapp signs Harry Kane. We might have Harry Kane in.
Yes.
David Valente is saying 14,000.
I can't believe
So I
it.
don't know.
That's a lot, isn't it?
No.
Who knows?
And Daz is saying 7 guess. But again, we'll
Yeah.
kind of guess.
I think somewhere in the middle there, to be fair, about 10-ish.
David Angel, this I like. I hope Harry turns Keita into a winger.
He's got the potential. He's definitely got the potential to be a winger. But then we're left with one left back again. Then, with Graham. So I mean, you can switch Keita back then. But he has got that attacking flair, hasn't he? So it's definitely an option that you could use. But while you've got people like Magoma and in those positions, probably best to use them rather than try and convert. I mean, Keita's defensive work needs improving.
Yeah, as David Angel just said here, Keita can't defend.
Yeah, well, definitely at times he looked like he was a bit susceptible on a defensive sense.
Pete Taylor, Keita into a winger and Frey just behind the front man.
In what system? So that's like a 4-4-2 then, isn't it? So I'd still like to see that 3 in the middle, to be fair. But
and Kev Kelly says best season ticket sales in the Premier was 14,000.
Really?
Really?
No.
Currently season ticket holders are 8,000.
Wouldn't surprise me.
What, in the Premiership?
When we were in the Premier League,
yeah, probably about right. Yeah.
I'd say the most season tickets we had was 14, 15. Yeah.
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 Well, we could sell a lot of season tickets.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Huddersfield. They've dropped the price again, haven't they, for next season?
Yeah.
£199 top price for a season ticket.
Yeah.
Adult.
It should be. That's how it should be, isn't it? Really, £300-400 for a season ticket's far too.
Who wants to go to see? I mean, I joke about who wants to go and see Huddersfield.
That could be in it.
But it's a rugby town, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So they've got to attract people to it with low numbers, because if they do put it up to 400-500 quid a season ticket, nobody's going to go because they want to. Yeah, they watch rugby up there.
Yeah, the threatens a game.
So they're almost pressured into doing that because that's how they get their fans in. Whereas people like Blues know that the Blues fans will come whatever.
Yeah, and Roy says
Roy Atwood.
Yeah, I think hype. I
think the hype is really high, and we could possibly sell close on some 20,000 season tickets.
20,000. We don't get 20,000 through the gate.
No, and I don't think they'd allow it, because obviously they've got to.
Because you're wasting.
They've got to. Well, and they've got to. I mean, if you had 4,000 Villa fans come to St Andrews next season, and you've got 20,000 season ticket holders, that only leaves you with 4,000 match day tickets to sell. And they can't really do that. They've got to have a certain amount of match day tickets they can sell to people.
Yeah, true.
More cake.
Yeah. Forget season tickets. Don't forget the cracking away support averages. Keep right on, says David Volant.
I saw that. Yeah, I think we were 9th in the list, in the Football League list of averages for away following.
Away support just been
which, considering what we had to go through for the last 4 months, it is pretty impressive. So.
The away support has been fantastic.
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic. Big says it's best for the club to keep quiet on how much we have to spend. Otherwise, selling clubs will inflate their prices.
Absolutely.
I think
it's been done with that team
from across the road have learnt that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they spent £15 million on Scott Hogan from Brentford.
Yeah.
What an extraordinary amount of money for a player who's had half a good season at Brentford and one good season at Rochdale. But a new owner comes in and promises to be the champions of Europe in 5 years, and people will take the mickey with people like that. They'll say, look, if you all right, Champions League in 5 years, if you want him, give us 15 million there. If you think you can get Champions League in 5 years, you'll spend whatever.
Yeah. There's lots of talk on Brucey having no money as well next season, which is it's a shame, isn't it?
It is a shame. I mean, if anybody would like to donate, I mean, we've got the Children's Hospital Fund, haven't we?
Yeah.
If anybody wants to ignore the Children's Hospital and give their hard-earned money to Villa, so they could have a bit more of an extra transfer budget, then that'd be really nice, I think.
Yeah.
It's just a shame the World War II bomb wasn't under Villa Park today.
I wondered when this was going to rise up.
Yeah, but it would have been funny.
Yeah.
It's mean, that is. Can't say that.
No, of course you can't.
Good on him. Well done. Gardner signed.
Yes.
So he's turned his loan spell into a full.
I mean, not a surprise really, considering we stayed up, and now we've got Redknapp in charge. So why wouldn't he want to? As a Blues fan, why wouldn't he want to have a real good go next season? So
I can't remember who it was, but the comment was there a little earlier. Did you see his after match interview?
I did.
After the Bristol game, slating them up the road.
It was quite enjoyable. Yeah,
perfect, absolutely brilliant. Sums them up, don't it?
Yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah.
Comes to a little issue of pre-match entertainment.
Okay.
which I always find at Blues is pretty poor.
Right. What do you want?
I want them speakers to be blasting, absolutely blasting out.
You mean on the pitch entertainment? You mean, or the
music
barn?
pre-match?
Right, okay.
Right, okay. When the team walks out and that, you know.
I see.
We
Yeah.
had that awful song not so long ago, which thankfully they changed again.
Right.
I just think for me it's the most key moment almost of the game is to get the fans bursting when the team comes out. All right, sorry, cake plate.
Careful.
And I don't know. Any thoughts? Anybody on what we could do to make that experience a little bit better?
I don't know what you can do because
What Jasper Carrot running around the pitch like he used to. I remember him doing that. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, on the same subject, regarding atmosphere and pre-match and whatever, Shane messaged me earlier. And he wanted to know we sort of like punting the idea about as to whether we could get like quite a lot of flags and stuff.
Oh,
with the
no.
Tilton.
No!
No, you're not a fan.
No!
No, you're not a fan.
Stop it
I'm
now!
not a fan of them ones at Arsenal when they score.
Oh no, not that great big ones. No, I mean like
But like
getting
Spurs
flags
yesterday with their silly little flags. Yay! Yay, our stadium's
Oh, they look
closing
quite
after
good.
112 years. And we'll all wave a stupid little flag around. No.
I guess that's a
No.
resounding
If you
no.
want
You're not
dancing
no.
bears and flags and stupid things, then go watch someone
You
else.
just want us all to sit
to
there
Palace.
miserable.
Go to Palace and watch their cheerlead. Just go to the football and enjoy the football. You don't need flags to get you up for a game. If you need flags to get you up for a game, there's something wrong with you.
So maybe not then that idea.
No.
Okay.
Sorry, Shane.
So there you go, Mr. Fun.
I like
One
Shane,
tonight.
but I'm not having flags.
Robert
Get
Dawes
lost.
says, why don't we all wave our phone torches?
Yay! Yes.
An Oasis concert.
Yeah, no, we'll have Barry Manilow playing over the concert.
It has
We'll
actually
just
been done, hasn't it?
Turn the lights down, and we have all our.
They've done it. They've done it.
Put the lighters in the air, and our
I've seen it done
phones.
on the continent. Yeah.
Absolute madness.
Turn lights
Oh
off.
dear.
Give it a rest.
Make atmosphere, said Jack.
Well said.
All put our lighters in the air. What about bring back the rattles from the olden days? Yeah.
No, we don't like the olden days either.
Then the Zoomer things. What's a Zoomer thing?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I means the
Vuvuzela.
Vuvuzela, yeah. And what happens to the clappers?
That was the worst F World Cup
Clappers.
final ever.
Oh, do you know clappers are even worse than flags. Nobody can you not clap your own hands? Do you have to have something to clap against it?
Oh, dear.
What's wrong with everyone?
It's clapping for the lazy, isn't it? Really?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Paul Gill says they should put mics in block 4 and let the chants be heard over the tannoy. Give the kids earplugs. To
I was going to say I don't think they'd get away with that.
Well, I actually think the flags idea is a good idea.
First, Steve Wood, I couldn't agree with you more. I could not agree
What was that,
with you
sorry?
more. Need a decent sound system.
Oh, okay.
And, it wouldn't cost a vast amount of money to put one in, to be perfectly fair.
No.
Yeah, I've got some spare speakers in there, actually.
But then you say you want a decent sound system, and then the last game of the season we were all really excited because they said that they were going to
Switch
put the
off.
music and let us sing.
Yeah, but...
So what do you want? You
It
can't
is.
have it both ways.
It is... It is.
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Well, I can.
You have?
I'm
He has
fine.
been all. He has been all the show.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Oh,
But it is. It is. You're in the Tilton. You can't even hear what music's been played in certain sections. Another section, okay, but then
Yeah.
right behind the goal, you ain't got a clue.
So you're not a fan of the big flag then?
I'm not a fan of any flag.
You're not a flag of any flag? Okay.
If you want to have the one that goes across the Tilton,
Yeah.
if you want to carry it like
the
drag a
church
flag, well, yeah, whatever. If you want to drag a flag across the Tilton, then fine. But don't give every seat a flag, or like you said, the ones behind the goal at Arsenal when they score and they
Those
wave
great
a big
things,
flag
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Shane's been on. That's a no. Then I was on about what's the point of getting the big flag out then. People are on about music, etc. Plus, I would rather have the clap than the clappers.
Yeah, well said. Well said. Get rid of those things. We'll turn into a mini Leicester.
Maybe it's just a me thing.
Imagine.
I don't know. It's just I just like that minute, that 2 minutes, 3 minutes before the team comes out and when the team comes out, and the place should be absolutely buzzing.
That flag stinks. No, that again. What was it? What did it smells of?
Shed.
Shed, that's it, shed, yeah. It smells of shed, that flag.
A Villa Pinata.
Another one, Mandy. How about some free scarves?
That's a good idea.
But they'll be waving scarves around then.
It looks good.
No, it doesn't look good.
Oh, crikey,
I don't wanna see-
You're a curmudgeon, you are.
I want disco lights in the strobe show when we score. Do you know what?
Goal music, that's what they'd have next. Goal music. Why don't we just go the whole hog? We'll have flags, we'll have scarves, we'll have clappers, and then and we'll have, when we score, we'll have goal music because we can't make our own noise, so we have to have songs playing. When people talk about Palace as this great support, they play goal music.
All I'm asking for is a decent sound system, and that 2 minutes before the team come out, wind everybody up.
Paul Gill said the club should try and group fans together. You're going to love this. Better to avoid gaps in the ground, assuming we don't sell 20,000 season tickets. What is he saying? Like, let's group all the fans together so there's no gaps.
Yeah, so like
better for TV.
everybody sit in the Tilton and Cop.
Yeah, so don't have
Close the main stand completely.
In the lower,
Close the main stand completely
in the rain.
and then have everybody in the Tilton and Cop.
Yeah, yeah. We should close the main stand down anyway
Yeah. I mean, it's,
before it falls down.
Dennis is saying,
Yeah.
punch Mr. Fun, please. Bring back the Sky Dancing Girls.
You know,
censored
Joe.
silence from Mr. Fun. Come on, you Zulus from Lee. Or take your tops.
Party Popper's a drum. Oh, yeah, a drum. I forgot about the drum. We'll have a drum.
20,000 cola cans from Adrian.
Bring back the funeral drum from the Francis management era.
Decent sound system. Take some headphones and turn them up as loud as you like. Everyone's a winner. Yeah, but I don't know. It's just a neat thing. It's just perhaps it's been the lack of attendances as well that doesn't help that minute when the team's coming down. You know.
And Andrew's comment even better. Charge a tenner and hey presto, there's no gaps.
Yeah, absolutely, got it, Andrew.
And then we're all singing at kick-off, and we don't need any of these
Mr.
gimmicks.
All the way for when you're getting Jeff Lynn in on the show.
Yeah.
Okay, no flags. How about we all sing and support the team? There are too many people that are sat on their hands in the Tilton.
Yeah. I don't think it's just the Tilton though, but I've said this before. It's modern day football fans. You know, like I said to you that the amount of times I've seen people coming in at 1:45, you know, having selfies and photos, and they've got like Liverpool and Man United but badges on their phones and stuff. And they're not going to be interested in singing "Keep Right On," are they?
Mandy Evans says, "Why are you so miserable tonight?" It's not.
It's not tonight.
This is normal. You wanna see him at
I've had a
Christmas?
terrible weekend, and I'm just getting through the last half hour of this season.
Pete Taylor suggesting a steel band. And Ray says,
I'm not going to comment on it
Ray says,
anymore.
"Don't
I refuse to comment
don't
on
close
it.
the main stand down. That's where my season ticket is for next
Oh,
year."
okay.
You can be the only one in there just to fetch the balls.
yeah. Raise the ball, boy.
Oh dear. Mr. Fun doing the crossbar challenge at half time. And if he fails,
I'd love to do that.
we'll throw him in the monkey pies.
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Oh, Lee decided to get back onto football matters. Do you think we could win the league with Redknapp? We have no clue at the minute because we don't know who's coming in, we don't know who's coming out.
You know, you don't want to say no, do you? Because we have got something going, but to win the league is something. You know, for 46 games, you know, we're just looking at. We're talking of playoffs, really, aren't we? I think, yeah. But to actually go and win the league would be something else. But
And Scott Jordan, if you're going to speak to anybody, speak to them as a human being. Don't call people names. Not nice. However, he said he's never seen a Liverpool or United colours in the Blues end. You were talking about phone and badges and
yeah, they've got it as their wallpaper on their phone.
Yeah. Chelsea 1-0. Wayne Bridges' best mate scored.
I assume that's Terry. John Terry.
Put Roy in the dugout and close the stand. Who's Roy?
I don't know. Probably right.
Yeah. I was about should sing in the centre.
I think that's in reference with Ray saying, "Don't close the main stand down." I think we should. I think we should with Ray in it. That'd be a good idea.
Thoughts on Reece Brown's departure? Back to football now.
Yeah.
There's questions from Sam Marsh. Thanks, Sam.
Yeah, just bit of a waste, really, isn't it? It's a waste of a clearly talented player. He went to train at West Ham, didn't he? For a while, so from his perspective, you hope it comes good for him, and you hope that his career does come good. But he's clearly got something to sort out off the pitch before people start to look at what he can do on the pitch. But
John Terry has just scored at both ends, apparently.
oh, okay.
Painful.
Would you like to finish in the top 2 or be in the playoffs with Villa at Wembley?
Top 2.
What a question.
That's the easiest question.
Simplest
Top 2.
Simplest
Answer out there.
And as long
We're
as,
promoted, and they've got to play another game to get promoted. So.
or not play any games at all.
Well, yeah.
Even better. Yeah, go for it.
Just going back to the review of last season.
Yeah.
I did put something on the
Yes, I
on the
saw
page,
that.
not like, and if you want to chip in,
Yeah.
what was your highlight of the season?
Seeing my granddaughter walk through the turnstile. That has to be mine.
Good one,
Yeah, for the first time.
Mr. Fun.
And I've got to do it.
Oh, it's close. Davis's goal against Villa, I think.
Yeah, that was.
I think just
that.
that-
Well, yeah.
That place erupted when that went in. It's been a while since I've felt it like that. So.
And it's probably the same answer. The player of the season.
Yeah, it's got to be Davis, hasn't it? I think
Yeah.
if Morrison had stayed fit all season,
He'd have been
he probably would have ran him close.
Seems to have been quite popular, actually.
Yeah,
People have said
I think Davis,
Yeah.
you can't really see.
Yeah. Your disappointing player of the season. Who are you most disappointed with?
For me, I think Jack Storer.
Yeah, good shout.
Okay, yeah.
Good shout, yeah.
I think he let himself down, to be honest with you. He started a 22-man brawl at Port Vale in the friendlies. And then, he just didn't cut it for me. And he got every opportunity to make himself an absolute hero.
Yeah. I would go Sinclair.
Sinclair.
Coming on loan with a lot of hope that he was going to help solve our goal scoring, and never looked like it one bit.
Matt Wilkes also says Fabrini was a letdown.
Yeah, Fabrini's
Fabrini,
not a bad
yeah.
shout. I mean, especially when Zola come in and we thought, okay, he's managed him before. He's, there's a really good chance that he'll come through now. And then come January, he was off. So
And Ray says his highlight has to be Davis scoring and running past Bruce.
yeah. I mean,
Yes.
that's, just that goal, I think, has got to be up there. Yeah.
Wasn't it? That was split second.
Donaldson as well. Somebody else has said Donaldson.
Gardner's set pieces have disappointed me from Benji. Disappointment, that effort off the coffin by the vial.
Yeah.
Well, they can't. They don't know how to do things. Right.
I think Donaldson's harsh.
Yeah.
He's been out injured a lot.
I suppose
Hasn't he?
the
So
ratio of
it's
games he's
difficult,
played as
isn't
well.
it?
Yeah.
And Simon Walker says you're right about Storer. Remembering the blinding
Yeah, there was a lot
Knocking him in
of
performance,
hype
yeah.
about him, wasn't
Yeah,
there? And we were saying, what can he do at the start of the season? And then he come on against Wolves and got sent off and got injured, and from that moment on, it was downhill from there, really.
Right, okay, the shout box is going to go mad. It's just about 2:30.
I've just got two
more.
two more little
Yeah,
ones.
that was
Quick.
helpful, that
Your
was
lowest point of the season. If you had to pick one,
I
because there's going to be a list now.
Mine is having to take it to Bristol to get a win.
Yeah.
Them days prior.
Shouldn't have
to
got
that.
that. We shouldn't have. Yeah, it should have happened.
My belly was just turning over constantly,
Oh, yeah.
and during the game I was physically shaking. That has to be.
lowest
There's been
point.
quite a few, hasn't there?
Yeah,
There's
there
been
are.
quite a few, yeah.
I'm
It's
just
difficult.
thinking home games.
Yeah.
QPR 4-1, Wigan 1-0.
Yeah.
I would probably the nail in the coffin as it
Mine was Zola being sacked.
the nail in the coffin as it was the Burton game, wasn't
Yeah.
it? The 2-0.
Ray's lowest point not getting rid of Zola earlier. Simon
Yeah.
was the sacking of Gary Rowe, of course. Yeah, that was another.
Oh well, if we're talking about moments, not just games, then
Yeah.
that's got to be
Yeah.
up there. Yeah.
Well, I've just said lowest point, yeah.
Yeah.
And your best home game.
Best home game.
A lot of people
really,
say Huddersfield.
the two that come straight are Huddersfield and Villa. But I remember us beating Norwich 3-0. I think we beat Rotherham 4-2 as well, and we actually looked pretty good going forward in that Rotherham game. So it's tough to choose. I think for what it meant and the situation we were in and the way it started with us missing a penalty and Adams getting sent off, I think to win 2-0 against Huddersfield in front of a packed house was pretty good, actually.
What about
One
you,
of my
Nick?
highlights is the look on Redknapp's face at the end of that Bristol game as well. You know, where he punched the air.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and he meant it.
And he spent so much time in front of the Blues fans, didn't he?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, good
Didn't
thing.
want to go in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Right, okay. Shoutbox is now going to go absolutely mad.
Yeah.
Those of us that are older than you, younger folks,
Yes.
will obviously have
I'm gonna be
different,
struggling
different
here,
memories. But what we want is an all-time Birmingham City 1 to 11. Right? And also the best ever manager. Who's the best ever manager that managed Blues? And that manager will manage this fantasy.
Daz Hines can't answer the manager.
That's going to be very
Banned
controversial.
from answering the manager question.
Very controversial. 1 to 11, please. Thank you.
That's a good point. Daz's lowest moment, the worst home game, Oxford in the cup, when Oxford knocked us out in the cup. That was pretty bad, actually. Yeah. And Wolves at home in the cup, in the league as well, was bad under Rowett.
There's quite a few. There's quite a few when you think about it.
Right, Mick James, Joe Hart in goal.
Do you know what?
Bill Merrick, number 1. Again, we're looking at different.
From my era, I've never seen anybody better than Joe Hart.
Aaron wants to answer the manager question next year. Okay, we'll let you do
Yeah.
that. Aaron.
I'll tell you what.
Good point.
Should we pick the 11 from the...
You're going to have to write them down.
I'm going to quick.
McLeish's manager. Nah.
Oh, that's risky.
Granger left back. He was.
We ain't gone to left backs yet. Hold fire.
Let's go.
Any more keepers? We've got Hart, Merrick, Jim Herriot.
Yeah.
Could you throw Seaman in? He didn't play many games, did he?
But he did play.
He was a good keeper.
I'm guessing Hart's going to win the
Stephen Carr.
goalkeeping. What looks weird.
Another one for Hart.
Just,
Tony Cotton, yeah.
Bennett. Well, we've had so many
Foster.
great keepers down the years, haven't we?
Ben Foster, cup winner, I suppose.
Yeah.
Freddie Goodwin is the best ever manager. Yeah, I might have to go with that one too.
Yeah.
It's
Mark
tough,
Dennis,
isn't it?
Mark Dennis.
Yeah, Mark
Dan at
Dennis.
centre-back. Scott, we were talking last night about Adam when we had Dan.
Yeah.
Scott, Dan, and Johnson. You know, what an amazing partnership that was. And
Dan was. You could tell Dan was always the classier of the two there.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's no surprise that one of them's not playing anymore and one of them's still in the Premier League. So.
Nico Vasson, Ben Hart.
God, we've had some great goals.
There's a few for Hart, isn't there? We going Hart.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I think so.
And Benno.
Right. Number 2.
Right back. And what system were we playing?
4-4-2. We'll keep it easy.
Keep it simple.
No
Okay.
diamonds. No playing from
Back
the
to basics.
Davy Langham. Yep. Got to be.
Montgomery. That was a good shout for a goalkeeper.
Oh
too.
yeah, Monty. Yeah.
Yeah. Alberto Tarantini. No, I remember him.
Right. Right. We're going right back.
Malik
Dave
Sam.
Langan. Jeff Kenner.
Yeah. Carr's been mentioned already,
Carr,
hasn't he?
Yeah. And David Langham's been mentioned.
There's
as well.
a risk that we're going to just basically pick the cup winning team here, though, isn't there? If we
Wow.
go.
Yeah.
Carr's had quite a few
Yeah.
mentions as well, so I think we have to go for Carr.
Rowett.
Well, there's a good shout too. Yeah. Steve Hagen. We also had Gary Sprake. We did, and I remember him too, Ray.
Kenny.
He was awful though, to be honest, when he
was,
came
yeah.
to us. He was awful.
Ashley Cole right back. Must be Ashley Cole.
Kenner's had a couple as
Ashford
well.
didn't
Kenner's
play.
had a couple.
I think Stephen Carr's got the most votes on that one.
He
doesn't
is. It's a popular
Definitely.
one there, Carr. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Stevie Carr for number 2.
Okay, we'll go left back then. Make it simple. I think this one will be relatively
Who you going for?
popular. I think. Well, you'll do well to get Granger out of people's minds, but
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Pendry,
Gary Penn.
Yeah, Gaza. The Blues Kung Fu.
Paul Gill, Granger.
Mario Melchiot bombing towards with those dreadlocks. Granger.
Mark Dennis has had a couple of votes as well, so
Van der Hoel. Pat Van der Hoel is a good one. Blimey, he was hard.
yeah. Ridgewell left back.
Johnny Frame. Well, there's a name. Great name. I used to love them days.
Grounds. Who actually ended up having not a bad season.
He did.
It's a couple for Van der Howe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tebley. Tibbley. So I think the
Julian
most votes
Dix.
have been like Granger, Mark Dennis.
Van der Howe. Did we throw Davy Langan in?
Yeah, David Langham, yeah. David Langham, yeah, sorry, yeah. David
Joe
Langham.
Gallagher.
David Langham, a couple of votes.
Centre back, wasn't he?
Centre back, yeah.
Yeah, has to be Granger. Andy Clegg, just for the throw-ins. Oh, brilliant. Crikey, he could chuck a ball, couldn't he?
I think we need to go for Granger then.
Yeah, I think we're going for
Okay,
for
so-
Granger it is.
Okay, so we
Two
got
centre
Granger.
backs. Roy Cornish has just got one, I think.
Kenny Burns has got to be.
I don't think he's staying out. No.
Joe Hart.
Difficult. I mean, Burns and Gallagher were from the old days, but
Yeah, and Roger Hyde. Joe, it's got to be Joe.
Bruce and Upson. Upson was a good defender, wasn't he?
yeah, Dan. Vote for Dan. We've had Dan already, haven't we?
I'm surprised we've only had one for Kenny Burns, actually. Though.
Yeah, Dan and Burns,
Roy says
Kenny Burns,
Yeah, Burns.
Gallagher. Might be Burns.
Darren Purse.
Gallagher again. Darren Purse.
Right up to you, mister.
Got Burns, Dan, and any advance on Burns, Dan, and Gallagher.
2-1 Chelsea.
Michael
Makes sense.
Johnson's just got 2.
Yeah.
No Blake.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be Dan, I think.
Michael Johnson's got another one.
Dan's had a couple.
Johnson and Dan. That's 4 for Johnson in quick
Is it?
succession.
Good rock, here we go then. Another one for Dan.
Dan again.
Dan's coming back in. Daishi.
And Daish.
I think
Gallagher and Purse.
Jono.
it's going to be John. Winnie.
Johnson looks like he's in.
Yeah,
there.
John.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go for Johnson then. Johnson.
So Michael Johnson and
Michael Johnson.
Colin Todd. Couple there, straight in Colin Todd.
So what are we looking for now?
One more centre back
Centre-back,
alongside
centre-back.
Michael Johnson.
Yeah,
Do
right,
we go-
I understand.
Do we go Gallagher, Dan, Gallagher or Dan?
Dan's had a lot of votes. Hasn't he? As much as we
We're
love
leaving
Gallagher.
Joe Gallagher out. Friend of the show.
Friend of the show, been in.
No, Gallagher's in.
It's been overruled. Everybody's voting for Dan, but he's been overruled.
Well, it's
Cunningham.
1, 2,
I
3,
think
4,
got
5.
the most
5.
votes there, to be fair.
Dan will have to go on the
5,
bench.
6.
Dan's our
We'll
centre
put
back
Joe
on the bench.
if he's knocking on now.
5
sorry,
more.
is
5
Dan
more we
in?
want.
You've put Gallagher in the team.
Put Gallagher in, yeah.
Dan
Yeah.
will have to go on the bench then.
Okay,
yeah.
Dan on the bench.
Okay.
5 more then.
So we'll go right midfield,
Yeah.
right wing.
Mhm.
From my time watching, probably looking at Pennant.
Who?
But he wasn't here long. Devlin, Larson.
Larson's come up. I don't know. I would probably
Redmond.
I think a friend of the shows as well. You see,
Yeah.
He never got a chance to really sort of cement himself, though, did he, Redmond?
No. Yeah.
I mean, another couple
If
of
you
years would have got out of
did
it.
a few more, yeah.
Larson's had 2 votes, 3
Yeah, Aaron
votes.
says that's not
People aren't happy about Dan
Yeah.
not being in that side, by the
I
way.
think we're
No,
going to put Scott Dan
well,
in. We're going to be in
you know.
trouble.
Are we going to drop Joe Gallagher, or are we going to
David
drop?
Moore, shout of the day, Ricky Otto.
He's going to have to fight for his place, I'm afraid.
Pennant made a big impact, but got sold for big money.
Devlin, another
Devlin's
one
had
there.
2,
Devs.
3 Devlin's had, yes.
Yeah.
Ken Dodd.
So we're looking at what we're looking at.
Looks like
Donald,
Devs.
there's a good shout.
If we get another one for Devs, he's in.
Uh,
Dominguez.
Jose Dominguez, right?
Devlin.
Yeah.
Devlin's in.
I think Devs is in there. Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Okay then. Devlin in.
Shame for Larson.
Devlin. Sorry, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got 7 in and Dan on the bench.
So Dan's on. So we got left wing now.
Yeah, left wing.
Straight away, I'm thinking of Lazaridis.
Yes, Dan.
John McCarthy, someone's gone. Howard Gale,
Yeah, John McCarthy.
Chris Burke. Left wing Lazaridis, game over. Yeah.
Yeah, first half Juventus, second half Ravens. Yeah.
It's got to be
Dylan.
Kevin
Kevin
Dillon.
Dillon. Yeah, that's it.
Lazaridis for Def, he's got 3 now,
Stan.
Laz.
I mean,
Another one
it
down.
looks like it'll
It's
be
going to be
Stan
Dan
on the left,
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
Okay.
Lazaridis,
Lazaridis.
Angie Lloyd, 5.
Every time, yeah.
6. Yeah, okay.
Stands in.
the
Looks
man.
like
Stands in.
Stan's on the
Stands in.
left.
So we got 1,
So I
2,
want Granger on the left wing.
4.
Haven't we got Granger left back?
5. We have, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Nigel
Yeah.
Gleghorn.
Good name.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Dan. That's brilliant. Right, okay.
3 more.
3 more.
Yep.
2
So
more.
we got 1, 2,
Four more.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 we've picked so
How
far.
we got 8?
Okay, we've got
goal.
Hart in goal.
Yeah.
Four backs and a winger so far, haven't we?
Yeah.
2
Hart in
wingers.
goal, Carr,
Lazarides,
Lazaridis, Granger, Michael Johnson, Gallagher, Devlin.
Yeah,
Reese.
that's 7.
Sorry.
Aaron saying
Dan on
if
the
votes
bench.
win, Gallagher is on the bench. Get Dan. You're back, but the music is rubbish.
No music.
You're back, but the music is rubbish.
Right. Let me refresh that. There should be one coming up in a second. We are live at the moment, by the way.
We're live.
We are live.
at the moment,
We are
so,
live. No,
turn
we
the
are.
music down, please. Someone else is coming in about the music. Mr. Fun pulled the plug to
We
go
are
to the
live
room.
at the moment.
Not this time.
No, we are.
Music down.
I'll just see if just make sure we are. We are live at the moment. Should be a part 2.
Not this time.
There we go. I'll just see if anybody's come on it.
Not this time.
The magic of television.
Are
There
we
go.
back?
We're back, I think.
You're back.
I'll be back. I'll just check.
Okay.
I'll be back. Anybody there?
Are we back?
We're back. Oh, yeah. Back, I think.
You're back. Yes.
I'll just check.
Good.
Right, okay. Sorry about that. So, did the bomb go off, Dave? Perfect.
Positioned beautifully in the
Right,
in the studio. Yeah.
Sorry about that. So, did the bomb go off, Dave? Okay. Right. Perfect.
Positioned
Where have we got
beautifully
to?
in the- We were on central mid. We're looking for 2 central midfielders. Brian Hughes was popular. Savage was quite popular. Archie Gemmell was popular. If there's anybody wants to name it, throw any more in. Archie Gemmell was popular. If there's anybody wants to name it, throw any more in.
Oh, hang on. We've got those.
Barry Ferguson. Yeah, another one for Hughes. Might have to put. Well, I think we're going to have to put Hughes in.
Oh, dear.
Lots of echoing.
Yeah, it should go. It'll stop now. That'll stop. That stopped.
No doubt.
There we go.
Damian Johnson. Muamba.
Wamba.
Not a bad shout, that. Lee Bowyer. What about some from the bygone era?
From the ball on here.
Savage has been quite a
From
good
your
shout,
era? What about central midfielders
central
from?
midfielders from my era.
I think somebody said Archie Gemmell.
Archie Gemmell was.
I think Savage is going to be a good. That's going to be a good shout.
I'd go for
I think
Savage,
that's a.
I really
I think
would,
that's a
personally.
great shout. Myself.
Martin
Yeah.
O'Connor.
Yeah, good one again.
Alan Kirbishley. Kenny
Kerbs.
Lowe. Howard Kendall's a good one.
I'd still be tempted to. I don't know.
Well, I think people want Hughes in, so we're looking for a partner alongside Hughes.
Are we going to put Hughes in?
Yeah, I think so. I
Right,
think he was a
okay.
popular one.
Yeah. Great player. Okay. So we're looking for what? 2 more, are we? I think.
One more central midfielder.
6, 7, 8. 4. 5,
Savage.
6, 7, 8.
Purely for what he did, Darren Carter.
9.
Yes, the nostalgia's there.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's another one for Savage. I think Jack Monarchs is going to go mad if Savage doesn't get in.
Yeah.
So we might have to put him in.
Okay, then let's put Savage in. Come on, what a team this is going to be. So what we're looking for now? 1, 2,
We
3,
want
4,
2
5, 6, 7,
strikers.
8, 9, 10.
Want 2 strikers now then.
there's only one top legend.
Well, really, I think it's pretty done and dusted. I would be surprised if it's not Trevor and Christoph.
Yeah.
Super Trev, Forsell, yeah. 2 straight in for Forsell.
To Gary.
I think it might be between Forsell and to Gary. This Bob Latchford.
Another one for Forsell.
Yeah. Phillips.
Super Trev.
I think Trev's got to go in, hasn't he? You can't leave him out.
Okay, so we'll put Trev in. It's who goes with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we want a partner for Trev. Horsfield. Hartford.
Joey Hutchinson on the bench.
Yeah.
Kenny Burns is a good shout as well, but he was a defender, wasn't he, really?
Yeah.
There seems to be more for Forsell than De Gary, doesn't there?
Yeah.
Which is a bit. I'm surprised. It's all coming out with De Gary. Yeah.
The
Force.
Zigic. Yeah.
Oh, how did we forget that one?
Yeah.
Of course, it does depend on the age of our
I think
audience.
what this does, I was just about to say, I think this this cements our place with the younger audience, doesn't it? This team.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot from back in there. Mr. Pugh, good shout. Zola.
Shay Adams.
Bob Hatton. Forsell.
Oh.
I think Forsell might have nicked this ahead of De Gary. I'm surprised.
Loads for Forsell. Come on then, it's decision time. What should we go for?
Well,
The final decision rests with us.
I think the Force has had an awful lot of mentions, don't you?
Yeah, he has. It might have to be Forsell.
And I'm really surprised at that, yeah.
Okay. I am.
Okay then, he's in.
Right, I can't find a live stream anywhere, Chris, so I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I know we are still live.
Yeah, that's
Peter Weird.
that's a live one there.
Peter Weird.
Kevin Francis. Okay, so have we got
the team, yeah.
Starting 11.
Okay, so we've got, I'll read them in no particular order, because they're not in any order. Hart, Carr, Lazaridis,
Cool.
Granger, Michael Johnson, Gallagher on the bench, Devlin, Dan, Trevor, Larson, never said Larson, and Forsell.
Where did Frankie Worthington
We didn't have Larson in. I don't think we
Did
had
we not?
Devlin, didn't we?
Who did we put in for Larson then?
Devlin.
Oh, what's that?
Devlin was on the right. Lazaridis was on the left, and then Hughes and
Oh, right,
Savage were in the
sorry,
middle.
yeah, okay. So here's the team then.
De Gary will have to go on the bench.
Hart, Cart,
Rob wants De Gary.
Lazaridis, Granger, Jono, Gallagher, Devlin, Trevor, and Forsell. Oh, and Dan. He's not on the bench.
Dan for Gallagher.
Yeah.
Early injury for Gallagher, so Dan's had to come on.
That's a team, isn't it?
And we need the manager then.
Well, Freddie Goodwin came up a few times. So
Yeah.
I think it's got to be Goodwin.
Freddie Goodwin as the boss?
Yeah, Freddie Goodwin's as the
right,
boss.
sorry.
Yeah, okay.
Poor side boys, glad Harry got the job, not you lot. Barry Fry wants Fry as the manager.
Kev Kelly went for Stevie Bruce. Oberfemi on the
Interesting.
bench. Yeah, we'll put
he's got to win. He's got to come off the bench with 10 minutes left. Jim Smith
is a good call.
How many can we have on the bench?
Sorry?
How many can we have on the bench?
yeah.
All the rest.
Too many.
Everyone.
Yeah, but all the rest of the things I
Terry
mentioned.
Cooper did a good job in hard times, but...
I think people say Jim Smith's era was the best for entertainment.
Yeah.
Des Paul thinks his team's going to go good over that team.
Well, if that team's playing next season, we might struggle.
Yeah, well, sorry about the interruption anyway. It was nothing... Not our fault.
I didn't drop cake on the keyboard.
No, I don't know what happened. I think just had too many people
listed.
listed, I think. That's what I'm saying anyway.
Barrage Fry's in charge. We'll have 40 on the bench.
Yeah.
We'll have signed an extra 20 by the end of the game as well.
So there we go. There's our team then.
Read it out once more, Mr. Brown, please.
Okay.
So I think it was Hart in goal, a back four of Carr, Dan, Michael Johnson and Granger.
Fraser, yeah.
And then a midfield of Devlin, Hughes, Savage, and Lazaridis. And then the front two of Forsell and Trevor.
Correct.
With DeGarry, Joe Gallagher, and every other Blues player that's ever played
On
for
the
us on the bench.
And Goodwin as manager.
One long bench.
Yeah.
There you go. Fantastic.
Was Malcolm Page? Well, he wasn't mentioned, I'm afraid.
No.
Surprising.
Yeah.
We've got too young an audience, obviously.
Yeah.
Howard Kendall.
Some great names. Wayne Clark, of course. He was. That's probably early 80s. Wasn't Wayne Clark.
Yeah,
80s,
yeah.
Early mid 80s.
Yeah. Brother of the other Clark.
Yeah.
Played for Leeds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where was he? Malcolm Page wasn't mentioned at all. Yeah.
Zola was assistant manager.
No.
Right.
I don't think he's getting in. Mike Taylor on the bench. Paul Tate, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, friend of the show as well.
Left Paul Tate out.
Oh no.
Jeff Hall.
You're gonna have to do a reserve team.
Well, we could do a reserve team of everybody who's ever been on the show.
yeah.
Who would
Gary
be
Ablett was
Who would be
close, yeah.
chairman?
Chairman,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Who would be chairman?
Carson would buy that team out, and then we'd end up winning the cup and going down against.
It could be Club Barber.
Yeah.
Simon Sturridge, another good call from
Yeah.
91.
Trevor Hockey.
Steve Wood wants us to do a worst team. Okay, we've got a
Oh,
couple of minutes
quickly.
spare. Well then, Ricky Otto's got to be in there.
No, that's harsh. Worst. Quite a few under the
Solar's a manager.
under the Clark regime, I think.
Is it Solar or Clark?
Yeah. It's got to be Zola, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zola will have to manage.
Ghost breaking
Otto
goal.
Bragstad. Andy Cole, yeah. Nicky Butt would have to go in for me as well.
Yeah, he didn't cut it.
Nicky
did he,
Butt
at all?
was terrible.
Yeah.
Come in on like 50 grand.
Who was the centre forward
goal.
we got as well? He was
Ferdinand Coley.
Yeah, he was terrible. He was a right back, yeah.
Rabbit as manager.
Someone used to block Daz Hines.
Heskey. I don't think he was
Yeah,
the worst player. we ever had.
I wouldn't put him as the worst. Like, if
I
you were
wouldn't
playing
put him as
two
the
up front,
worst.
he wouldn't be the worst two
Yeah.
strikers.
Alex
But
Slab.
that's a couple for Costly. Yeah, Costly was terrible.
Carlos Costly. Was it Wayne Gosney? Gosney and goal.
Yeah.
Wayne Gosney, yeah. Gleb, he's going again.
Saville.
Legends in goal, maybe. Jesper Gronkjar. Another one who come in. Robinson, well said, Dan. Robinson, centre half.
James Vaughan.
James Vaughan.
Yeah.
Figueroa, yeah, he come. That's another one. Blast from the
Crosby.
past.
Crosby.
No.
Hartford.
Harford.
Yeah. I don't remember Ken Armstrong.
Brett
Oh,
Shy,
Brett Shy,
yeah,
yeah.
terrible. Worst on the most money, yeah. That's why I put Nicky Butt in. He was
Never been a
Mark
fan.
Sale, shocking.
not many people have, Daz. Not many people have been a fan.
Mark Dennis.
I think James Brown is on about Richard Kingston maybe as the keeper. Brock Madsen.
Well, Fabrini's a name there.
Yeah,
He amongst it.
yeah. Oh, leave Gleeson alone, Pete.
I think Carlos Cox is getting.
Yeah, Carlos Costly's got to go up front. Yeah, he'll be our one goal a season striker.
Never seen anybody else with Deck Brian Green. Better.
Tarantino, he was quite.
Mark Dennis was awesome. Gary O'Connor.
Yeah, Mark Dennis was a cracking player.
Both Mr. Fun.
Gary O'Connor, he knocked a few in as well. Wasn't that bad?
Paul Malden.
Don't remember Paul Holden.
People quite like to name the worst players as much as they do the best players, don't they? I think.
And I think a lot of
quite
it's
cathartic for people,
personal,
yeah.
isn't it? A lot of it's
Yeah,
personal,
yeah,
yeah.
I wonder if we
Yeah.
actually threw a worst team together, though, like, and put them in the championship.
Yeah.
What would happen to them?
I don't even-
Sniffhead.
I think that was O'Connor, wasn't he? Allegedly. I better say allegedly in case somebody's listening. Rowan Vine, yeah.
Malden kept us up once. Non-league Glenodle Kenny.
Roger Johnson.
Oh dear. Well, we've had a laugh, we've had a blast. Summer's here. What can you say?
What can you
Apart
say?
from thanks to the just under 35,000 listeners we had last week, 35,000.
Yeah.
It's just been an incredible season off the pitch. You're going to have yourself a good summer, my man. Watch plenty of this ladies' football. And
got a game Wednesday if anybody wants to come down. Solihull Moors, Bristol, at home, a 7:45 kick-off.
Entrance £6.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Nothing else to say really, apart from thanks to all you people out there for making it. Because without you, we're nothing.
Yep.
Keep right on to the end of the road. Let's
have a good summer.
Get that next season underway.
Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Brown, for all your efforts and your hard work.
No problem.
And your good self too. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.
Goodbye.